for Yucca Valley. Yeah.
All right. You ready to go? Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hey, this is a nice little group today.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, welcome to Sunrise Business Mastermind. Today we are talking about content marketing. Yay, get excited. Hey. So content marketing, we're going to talk a little bit about that. But before we do, today we are proudly brought to you by SCORE. How many people have ever heard of SCORE? Great. How many people have ever been to a mentoring session at SCORE? Great, Floyd. Yep. Just to quickly let you know about SCORE. SCORE is a volunteer organisation that is funded by the SBA. And apart from offering courses and events like this, they also do a lot of mentoring as well, mentoring for business owners. The great thing about this mentoring is that it's free. Yay, who likes free? The other cool thing about mentoring is when you go and do a mentoring session with any SCORE counsellor, not only do they have a wealth of knowledge because they've all been in business before, they have a great Rolodex of contacts. So if you don't get any information as far as content goes, you can certainly access some of their content, some of their contacts and people in the industry. So it's a very good resource. The other cool thing is that they don't have anything to sell. So there's no hidden agenda. There's nothing for you to be thinking about. Are they going to sell me something? Am I going to have to go and buy a high price package? They don't have anything to sell. So it's a great resource. If you are starting out in business or if you're in the throes of business, anywhere in your business life, there is certainly a place for you at SCORE as well. So before I get started about who I am, I want to just go around the table and find out a couple of things. One is, what's your name, what's your business, and then what do you know about content marketing? So let's start over here. Actually, you're eating. Let's go this way. I'll let you eat first.
Thank you.
Hello, what's your name?
Stephen.
Stephen. And your business?
I help Floyd.
You help Floyd?
Yeah, make sure he stays in line.
Okay. Great. We'll come back to you in a minute, Floyd. And what do you know about content marketing, Stephen?
From what point of view?
Any point of view, what do you know about it? And any point of view, what do you know about it?
I guess nothing.
Nothing? Okay. Great. Well, hopefully we can change that for you today.
Joanne Collins. I own Buono Organizers and I organize homes and business offices. Content marketing is what you put on your website, what you know about your business, and the content, not only, I guess, on the website, but on all your collateral material or anything you use for media.
Mm-hmm. Great.
That's it.
Thank you.
I'm Kathy Gavin. I'm with Send Out Cards, and we're lucky that we have our organization is a multi-level marketing, and so we do have some people that are doing the content marketing for our websites.
Great.
But I still would like to learn on my own what I can do from creating my own.
Excellent. Well,
Oh,
Amy.
I'm Amy Anderson with Swing Point Media, and content marketing is, well, it's been around forever, I guess, and just a great way to spread word about your brand. So.
Great. Thank you. Floyd.
Hi, I'm Floyd Burton. I represent the UPS store. Everybody already knows me. Here in town, we're in the Bond Shopping Center. The UPS store is a franchise of the UPS Corporation. We buy into it. Our little store is a print business center. It does everything you can imagine in one little building. We do everything from wide format printing to marketing, business materials, printing books and binding. We also have over 500 mailboxes. We have with street locations. Everybody's been to a UPS store. They're just everything that you need to. It's the go-to center. Other things that we just started at the UPS store is we now have live scan, which is quick description of live scan. If you don't already know, it's a background check, and every business now basically is using live scan. They need it.
And schools.
And schools.
For parents.
Schools, churches. Yes. Little League, all of these have to have background checks.
Great. What do you know about content marketing?
All I would say, and my assumption is, it is the communication between you and your customer.
Right.
That's all I know.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Connie Taylor, California Consulting, grant writing company. Content marketing is taking what you have on your website and learning the different ways you can market it.
Great, thank you.
I'm Randy Duncan, in business under my name, Randall Duncan, Medicare broker. I've never heard of the phrase content marketing, so I couldn't begin to tell you what it was.
Great, awesome. Well, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for coming on. My name's Andrew McCauley. I'm from Autopilot Your Business. We do a lot of online marketing, automation. If you're looking to get your brand out there, got amplified, get out there. We do all of that sort of stuff as well. Jeff Harrison will be coming in and he'll be doing the second half of today's presentation. He'll be popping in just a moment and he'll tell you a little bit about himself. He's Amy's business partner. And there's some SCORE mentors here as well. So if you want to do book a mentoring session, they're available for you to make that booking sometime at the end of this session. Here comes Jeff now. We've got a couple of late starters. Jeff, you want to give us a quick rundown your name and your business?
Hi, I'm Jeff Harrison, and Amy Anderson, my business partner, and we own a company called Swingpoint Media, and we help businesses attract their ideal client using online content marketing.
Great. And sneak in there. Hi. Good morning.
Hello.
What's your name? What's your business? And
Paula,
Paula. Hello, Paula. What do you? What's your business?
send out cards. I send cards and brownies to nice people.
Oh, send them to me.
I love that. Do you send donuts? Because there's plenty left. You can be sending donuts to everybody. What do you know about content marketing?
Well, I used to write blogs, so I know that it does attract the kind of people that you're looking for. If you really do put out good content.
Yep.
It takes time though, but you will get an audience.
It does. All right, so let's dig into content marketing. Can everybody see the screen okay up there? Okay, great. So why do you need content marketing? Let's start off with the whys. Why do you need it before we get into what it is? Small businesses should be even more focused on content marketing than larger brands. Okay, now content marketing can be a very cost-effective way to market your business. So as a small business, you should be more focused on content marketing than larger brands. Small businesses need to drive brand awareness and leads. Well, it's all about building leads, right? Getting leads and building your business. So content marketing can certainly do this. Generate awareness, engagement, and leads. I'm going to use that word engagement a fair bit today. What does engagement mean? What do you think engagement means?
You become involved with it.
Great. Become involved with it. So you're getting, it's not just a one-way street. You know, in the old days when we used to have ads, it'd be a one-way, hey, listen to me. Engagement is how do I get somebody to interact with the content that I'm delivering on my site. Does that make sense? Yep. Trust. Good content marketing builds trust. If somebody trusts you, then they're likely to buy your products and services and tell your friends and family. Word of mouth. That's the famous word of mouth. Word of mouth still exists on the internet today. Believe it or not, it's probably more powerful now than it was a couple of years ago because we can reach so many more people with word of mouth. Content marketing so really does let us help us do that. You can build authority too. Authority gives you credibility and influence. It means people trust what you say and they follow it. You're more likely, I was only reading an article last night about people are more, I think it's 74% more likely to listen to somebody that they know, like, and trust from a blog, a piece of content, than they are from a brand's ad, which pretty much makes sense, right? It's no surprise, but it's still working when people are creating good content. What are the most commercially important digital marketing trends for this year? Up the top there, if you can, can't see it in the back, content marketing is number one. It has a 29.6% rating. It's more than double the second one, which is big data. So brands are seeing that content marketing is the big trend for this year. It started probably about 18 months ago, and it is just getting bigger and bigger. I'm surprised you haven't heard of the term content marketing, but it has started last year. You're going to hear a lot more about it as you go forward. Now that you're aware of it, you'll start seeing it pop up and you'll be like, wow, now I get what that means. And the 8 key goals for content marketing this year for most brands are the top 3: customer relationship or loyalty, engagement, there's a word called engagement, and brand awareness. Brand awareness, those top 3. They're the top 3 goals for people doing content marketing in 2015. So here's what I want you to do. Once you get with a partner, I just want to have a quick discussion about what is content marketing. What do you think content marketing is? Okay, I know we've already gone around and said what you want to get out of it, But with a partner now, I want you to say, what do you think it is? So maybe you can do twos or threes. I'm okay with it. Okay, go for it. So you guys can pair up. So just give you a minute or so. What do you think content marketing is? Have a chat while Jeff sings in the back corner.
Obviously, the contents of your ad. Breakdown of it.
Well, they're all research. I don't have, so you've got to know your content. You've got to know your,
You bring it in all right.
if you know your product, you've got to let other people know that you know.
Other brand.
So you have to make yourself an expert. So by using a blog, you write stories about something, whatever, you know, different things that are coming up, changes that are coming down the line. There's a lot coming down, we need enough that they have to be concerned about within about a 3-year period, it's not gonna cover long-term
Right.
different things like that. So you start writing about that. That brings people to you to find out what they can do and what else they can do.
Okay, but 30 seconds, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So it's reading, that's why it's.
Someone like coming to the door
You have to do a video, you want to post about like or you want to have, you know, a glow in your eyes.
All right.
You want to make them feel like they want YouTube videos.
Let's wrap those thoughts up. All right, let's go around the table. What do we come up with for you guys?
Well, she had a great explanation. I said, whatever's in your ad is your content, but she said, yeah, it's a little deeper than that.
Mhm.
It's more driving people to you, I guess, would sum it up. Giving people reason to come to you.
Good.
And they keep coming back.
Giving people keep coming back.
Right.
Great. Good one. How are you guys?
Skip me because I'm still lost.
It's all right. We'll go. What about you, Paula?
It's information.
Information?
You're giving information to somebody who's interested in what you're wanting to tell them about. Or
Right.
show them.
In what they're interested about, or what you're interested in giving them?
No, what they're interested in.
Right. Just want to check. I want to make sure we know who are you trying to deal with here? Is it the customer or is it you? Whatever.
It's them.
It's them. What are they interested in? Giving them what they need, what they want. How about you guys?
Correct. We wrote correct wording or images that explain and engages your brand.
Good. Ooh. Good one. Okay. So let's have a look at what content marketing is. All of those are right, by the way. Content marketing is a way for a business owner to educate. I like that word, educate. Educate your customers or your potential customers about your products and your services. So what sort of things can you do to educate them? However you do that, whether it's Floyd, you spoke about all the things that you offered. You could do that in many different ways. We'll go through these a little bit later, but there's all sorts of different ways to do that. You know, not just images, but there's all sorts of ways to create sort of content. So people are going, wow, I really like what UPS are doing there. The goal is to offer tips, help, and education about anything that can be helpful to a customer. Okay, helpful to a customer is a key word there. And this kind of information can be shared in all sorts of platforms, whether it's white papers, blogs, social media posts. Pretty much the opportunities are endless. You just got to think about it outside the box, and we'll talk about some of that coming up. How many people recognize these two people?
Okay.
Who want to admit? Who wants to admit that they know who they are? I can't remember these people's names. I'm sure there'll be somebody in the room that knows it, and always there's about 60%. So Luke and Laura, what were they? Why are they famous?
I don't know. They were the couple of the century. Charisma. I don't know what they had something.
But they're on a
They're on
show,
All My
right?
Children. Yeah.
They're on a show,
Soap
right?
opera.
So
I used to watch it. I'll admit it.
what sort of TV show was this? What do they call these types?
Addictive.
What types? Soap opera, right? They called it soap opera. Now, where did soap opera come from? Where did that term soap opera come from? Anybody know?
Was it from people standing up on soap boxes?
Soap boxes? No. Good explanation, but it wasn't that. No. In fact, it dates way back to the 30s where companies like Procter & Gamble, Lux, Tide said, who is our target market? We need to entertain or keep the audience to that target market. Who's the target market? for those people. Women, right? Stay-at-home mums back then were everywhere. So during the day, they said, we need to come up with some sort of way to get in front of them rather than an ad. So they created these stories that would entertain the women while actually promoting their product. And often they were soap companies. So, do you want to see the start of one? This is way back from the 40s. Let me turn this up so you can hear it. Riveting stuff. Ron, do you remember this?
I never watched it, but it was on.
The Brighter Day. Brought to you by Cheer, new Blue Cheer, the only suds with the blue magic whitener, and new Lil Home Permanent.
Wow, we've come a long way from that.
Haven't we?
Now isn't that just like a boy?
Anyway, I won't go on to it, but you can see my point is that this is what they were doing. They were knowing where the target was. They knew exactly who they were, and who were the people that were buying soap in the household. It was the wives of the house. So they said, let's get in front of them. So that was the early part of content marketing. It was a bit like a Trojan horse, we call it. It was something where they snuck advertising in the form of entertainment, education, and also engagement. People wanted to watch this stuff. As Connie said, these shows were addictive, but they were addictive because they were giving good content, but they were also doing product placement and talking about their product at the start. So every time you watched that show, you had that, oh, there's that Tide or there's that Lux piece of content. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, so companies understood the power of this sort of advertising and marketing and content creation. Guinness. How many people have ever had a Guinness before?
Good beer? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right? Yeah, now his face lights up. Now we're talking about content. So what Guinness did was they went around to all the hotels, especially in Europe and London, and they said to the barkeepers, innkeepers, they said, you know what? We want to tell you about how to eat oysters. We want to tell you about the guide to eating cheese. And they had about 20 or 30 different things that they could tell you how to eat beef, how to eat chicken. But every single one of them down the bottom corner would be like a little ad to say, here's some Guinness. Now, the bar owners would say, well, there's some great content because our customers want to know how to eat oysters, or they want to know what cheeses to eat. So they'd stick them up on their walls. And Guinness was sort of coming in like that Trojan horse and saying, let's put an ad up. It's a educational piece for your customers. It's going to be informative and helpful. At the same time, we're putting our brand on that poster. Can you see how they did that? So that's how Guinness were doing it. They still do it to this day. In that sort of fashion. Not so much posters, but other forms of information. How many people have ever seen this show?
Yeah.
Biggest Loser. And if you haven't seen it, you probably heard about it. What is this show all about?
Right.
Losing weight. That's what you think. It's probably more likely a big ad for Genio turkeys and Planet Fitness. Now, these two companies put in a lot of money to say we want to have the sponsorship rights. Now, what does the sponsorship rights mean? It means that let's pretend we're giving people content. Let's pretend we're going to create a show about losing weight. And reality is that we're going to talk about eating Genio turkeys and going to Planet Fitness. So that's how these people get their result. These shows are all about creating content so the target market could see it, and then they could product placement their information. Does that make sense? Now you're all thinking, oh, what did I watch that show for? It's just a big ad. What about this show? American Idol.
Coke.
What are they selling? What are they selling here? Coke?
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola was a sponsor, but the initial thought of American Idol was to sell music.
Yeah, sell music.
Right. So the winner of the American Idol would go on and become a who was one of what's Kelly Clarkson? She won American Idol. So back then they said, well, whoever the winner is, let's go and sell their music. And then they realized that the second, third, fourth place getters also had some good music that people wanted to buy. So they said, let's team up with iTunes and let's sell these songs even before the final comes along. So now you can buy every song that anyone ever sang on American Idol through iTunes. They can see it as a big promotion. So what they're doing is they're selling music, right, and they're disguising it as entertainment. Does that make sense? So these shows, all these reality shows, there is always a hidden agenda for it. How can we make money out of it? Because otherwise they wouldn't be in business, but this is what they were doing, is creating content that people wanted to be engrossed in and saying, this is awesome. I'm not thinking this is an ad, I'm thinking it's great entertainment as they're watching it. What did he do?
He did the free fall
Did the free fall from where?
from space.
From space.
Highest recorded free fall.
Highest recorded. He jumped out of a space rocket. Well, not a space rocket. He jumped out of this thing. He jumped out of this thing.
Actually, it's a balloon.
Capsule.
It was lifted by balloons or
Was it a balloon?
suspended by balloons.
Yeah,
A capsule
okay.
under it.
His name is Felix Baumgartner. Okay, and when he jumped out, this is his YouTube channel. Nearly 38 million people have seen this jump. 12 million people watch this live. 12 million people watch this live. Now, this was. Do you think this guy said, I'm going to do this today? I'm just going to find some money and I'm going to go up there and jump out. Do you think that was the case, or was it put on by somebody else?
It doesn't
No.
say NASA.
Red
It says
Bull.
mission. but it
It doesn't say Matt. And so you're looking over here who it's done by, but check over here. Look at these little items here on his helmet, on his sleeve.
sponsor.
Red Bull.
Red Bull.
Red Bull. Anyone heard of Red Bull?
Yeah.
Right? Red Bull, this is their only form of marketing now. It's content marketing. They create stuff like this so that people watch without knowing they're watching an advertising, or they're actually watching content. So they got this guy Felix to jump out of the little shuttle thing there. People watched it. They do all sorts of things like jump off cliffs with wings. They jump off. They ride bikes off mountains and do all sorts of crazy stuff. Planes. That's all content marketing. Their entire marketing budget is all about how do we get people to watch stuff and share it. How do we get them to share it and say this is pretty awesome? So this was his jump. I think this was done in 2012. What about this? Did anybody see the Oscars a few weeks ago? Wherever it was, a couple months ago? No? So the Oscars are on. And does anyone know what she's holding?
Legos.
Legos?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Lego statue of the Oscar. All right, so someone built this Lego statue of the Oscar. Now, back at the time, there was a big hoo-ha about why the Lego movie didn't get an Oscar. Because the Lego movie came out and everyone was thinking it should have got Best Animated Film. And it didn't get it. So somebody made all these little Lego statuettes, and all of the celebrities like Oprah were holding it and photographed, holding these Lego statuettes. Now, it went viral the next day and everyone was sharing these things. Rather than having a real Oscar, they all wanted to hold a Lego Oscar, which is pretty crazy. But the point was that this movie didn't get an Oscar. Now, what was the movie called?
I think Lego's the movie.
The Lego movie, right? Now, what is the Lego movie all about? It's about a brand, right? It's about a piece of content. This is probably the best piece of content marketing you'll ever see. A movie about a product that should have got an Oscar. And people are like, wow, they should have got an Oscar. But the reality is this is the best piece of content marketing ever because they've made an entire movie about their own product. Imagine making a movie about UPS and saying it should have won an Oscar, and everyone's up in arms saying it should have won an Oscar. Everyone goes, like, it's just UPS. Well, it's just Lego, but these guys did a really good job making a movie. So you can start to see how people are making and using content to push their image and their brand out there, right? Coca-Cola, up until about 3 years ago, they had a very basic website. They had a corporate website that just told them who the owners were and that sort of stuff. Now they understand content marketing. This is in the top 1% of most trafficked websites in the world because they have a blog and they have a lot of content. They're putting a lot of content out there. The reality is that they don't sell a lot of different products. They only sell a couple of main products, the biggest one being Coke, right? But there is a lot of traffic going to this site because people understand that they're putting out good content. They're really showcasing good content.
And the can opener in front of
On the bike there, just
That's
there.
great.
That's the one here, yeah. So that's little things like that people say, hey, we're going to share that. That's really cool. So you could be someone that says, I love that picture. I'm going to share it with my friends. Check this can opener out.
Well, you don't buy bottles anymore.
No, you buy a bike.
Yeah.
You buy a
You buy
bike
a bike.
so you can just go and open a can of Coke, a bottle of Coke. The CEO of Coke said Coca-Cola can be viewed as a huge media brand with amazing reach and frequency. So they're considering themselves now a media brand. They're not just a can of soft drink, they're a media brand. And the question they ask themselves is, can we use our assets as content, and can we create content our assets. So they really get the concept of making content work for them. Craft. This is Craft website. Craft is actually more. This website's more traffic than the Coca-Cola website. What would be their content they create on this site? Recipes. Right. Everyone reads recipes. This site has a lot of recipes that people come to and they want to learn how to use the different products. They get a lot of traffic from recipes. This is their content. Now, it's all pretty handy if you've got a business like that has food where you can put recipes up as content. And this one here is Fit Studio. Anybody heard of Fit Studio? So Fit Studio is the largest seller of sports equipment in the US. Largest seller of sports equipment in the US. You'll be surprised when I tell you who actually owns this. But Fit Studio was born out of a need because when people went into the businesses, when people went into this business to buy fitness equipment, the owners of this company said, you know what, they're coming to buy some running shoes or they're coming to buy a treadmill. So what they would do is they would buy the treadmill, they would leave, and they wouldn't come back and buy anything else. So the owners of this company said, well, how do we get them to come back? How do we get them to stay engaged with us? So they said, we need to create a site that has fitness tips. We need to have a site that has fitness calculators. We need to keep them engaged in fitness because if they're using our equipment, it'll wear out and they can come back and buy more equipment. Does that make sense? So they understood the power of creating content for people that bought their equipment. Anybody that bought a piece of equipment from this company got automatic access to become a member of this site so they would keep their fitness up. So you can see how the power of content was really using, really engaging those people to come back. Floyd, can you see that? So who do you think the owner of this company is?
Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme. Nike, no. Anyone else? Here we go, ready?
Sears, yeah. That's
Sears.
Sears
is the biggest seller of sports equipment in the US.
Oh, cool.
Which is pretty crazy because who would think go to Sears, right?
They
But
found
that's
a way to stay in business because I think they were losing a lot.
right. Yeah, they were. So they're still around. So this is what current trends are. This is what people are doing out there. This is how content marketing is coming about. So let's have a look. Oh, so I'm going to hand it over now to Jeff. So before I do that, Jeff's got a handout. So if you wouldn't mind taking one of these and passing it along. Pass one that way, pass one that way, and we'll see you at the end.
Great job. Thank you, Andrew. So this is my favorite part because we get to get interactive and take notes and really kind of dig into, hey, how do you make content for your business? So the first one is, how can I apply this to my business? Well, first of all, there are several places we can make content. We're talking about content. What did you say? Like, if you had to communicate with your ideal customer, how would you communicate with them? Written? I mean, how would you do that?
For my ideal customer, I would, if I had my choice, I would love to do more video.
Okay.
To educate my market. Right now, communication with my customer. I'm the small business. I go after the small business here in town.
Okay.
So right now it's more about the paper form, handing them a flyer, handing them a bounce back type of thing.
Gotcha.
So that's my content.
Okay.
We just installed a video screen up high so that we can educate them. So while you're in line, like everybody else, when you're in line, you're starting to see video up here telling you of all these other things that you can do while you're in my store.
Great. Anyone else? How you communicate with your ideal customer? What's your business?
Medicare.
Medicare. You have no market.
No.
You can make your own Medicare soap opera.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
So how would you ideally communicate with that market about your story? How do you get your more business?
Well, the insurance companies do a lot of it, TV, blah, blah, blah. My best source is direct mail.
Direct mail. Very good. Very good.
I'm just wondering what kind of list he uses for direct mail.
Right.
There you go.
You want a copy,
Yeah.
right?
I want you, yes.
Yeah, actually,
Tell
I
me your
have a
name.
nonprofit, Judy Shea, CEO of Desert Hot Springs Community Task Force.
Hi, Judy.
I thought it started at 8, I guess I was wrong.
It's okay. You're right on time for the second half.
But the, also Women's Club, like President-elect. But anyway, what I do is I have nonprofit. Okay. So, like this Saturday is Day of the Young Child. So I'm putting out a flyer, 7,000 flyers into the hands of the school kids.
Yeah.
Now I've been going to all the meetings and disseminating the information about it. And then we have mail. And they distribute the word about what we're doing.
So you still, but would we agree most of us still use written forms of information to share with our
Emails.
clients?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Here's some ugly statistics.
Uh-huh.
Is if you just tell somebody, let's say I walk into your business and I tell you about my business, you'll forget 80% of that.
Right.
If I give it to you in writing, you'll forget 60% of it. If I share it to you in video, which is why we have this interacting, you'll remember 70% of it. So really that's where our mind is. And that's because our brain is I think it's either 99.7% wired for video messages or for images, for what we see. So keep that in mind when we do it. Even when it's a flyer, are we adding pictures or a lot of words? Because you said something in yours that I thought was extremely relevant. Those photographs, right? Let me interpret that through the right photograph. And that's very, very powerful. So let's talk about the different types of mediums. We said text, video. How many said audio? How many use audio? Gang, go look at a brand new car now. My wife and I just bought a new car, and not all, but the majority of 2015s now, they have a place where anybody do anything on like listen to podcasts? They are so popular. They're blowing things up. They actually said, hey, let's start installing in cars. So it's on demand. I can listen to anything I want. There's a gentleman, and I know Andrew gets sick about this because it's kind of a, what do you call it? A bro? Man crush on this guy. This guy started, I remember 2 years ago, we went on a trip to southern Utah and went to the 5 parks. And I started listening to this guy when he was in about his 50th or 60th episode. Okay. He's now done over 800. And he has over 1 million downloads a month. That's 1 million people listening, unique visitors listening to his content every month. Or excuse me, every episode. Yeah. So what happens is his revenues from that are off the charts. Was it over $200,000 a month is what he nets in revenue. So he uses just audio podcasting.
What's he talking about?
He interviews, his thing is called Entrepreneur on Fire, and he interviews people like you from around the planet, and he asks them a very standardized list of questions. Sounds like, well, it's a template. He's going to ask everybody the same, but everybody has a different story. And I just love listening to that. And it's great, especially when I'm driving from La Quinta to here. It gives me a chance to listen to a couple when we do it twice the normal speed. And it's just a great series of content. And so what about your business? Could you do that? Maybe your ideal customer is or is not that, but it could be. We just started one with a client who is she's a lawyer. No, I'm thinking of Carol. It's called the Carol Davis Show. We just started her. She's doing a video and an audio podcast. Okay. The other one is images. There's another place. So if you're doing this, here's the thing is there's 4 different mediums you can use, but you want to look and say, hey, what is ideal for my client? How are they communicating? So I want to talk about some of the things you can talk about. And this is a part I think that gets important is people say, well, geez, what do I talk about? What do I talk about with the people who fit my demographic? Well, first of all, not common mistakes like the common mistakes you make, but what are the common mistakes that people turning, what's the age of people?
65.
The common mistakes normally, or the top 3 common mistakes people turning 65 make when it comes to Medicare. Well, geez, if I'm turning 65, I don't make those mistakes. People love that. So when you think about your business, whatever it is, what kind of mistakes do people make? You just joined us in the back. What's your business?
Pool maintenance and repairs.
Did you say bull or pool?
Pool.
Pool. Okay, good. Okay. All right. So, I mean, hey, I own a pool. Well, probably all own a pool. But there's some serious common mistakes we make, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Could that be content? That's your Trojan horse. So you didn't see that part, but that's your soap opera. You tell us about, hey, how to overcome that, right? These are the common mistakes. So this is like 3 mistakes dieters make when going on a diet. It's a big market, right?
Right.
Anybody know what those are?
Donuts.
That's right.
Going to meetings.
Yeah. Lists. Again, people love lists.
We just created a video content for a car dealership in La Quinta, and it's the 10 most common mistakes people make when buying a new car. And the topic is how to avoid, now this is done by a dealership, how to avoid getting ripped off when you buy your new car. Who doesn't want to know that, right? You want to get ripped off when you buy a new car?
I don't want to get ripped off, period.
Exactly, but if you're buying a new car, you don't want to get ripped off. So this is promoted by a dealership.
So you got to trust him if he's giving you all the answers.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
right, because we absolutely peel back the layers,
Yeah.
right? Case studies. What's a case study? I had somebody call me or send me an email this morning and says, Jeff, what are you talking about case studies? What's a case study?
One certain event.
Could be one certain event. Okay. Let's say I do have a diet program, let's say. How one workplace dropped 200 pounds collectively as a group in a month, right? Let's say, for instance, Andrew, he's the expert. He comes into a particular organization and there's 20 employees in there. And they need to lose weight because it's going to help drive their insurance costs down and whatnot. So he goes and implements this plan. Maybe it's his first deal. But then the case study is he documented how it worked out. Now think about this in a case study. Have you ever seen those on, and I hate to pick on weight, but you see that before, during, and after. There was a company called PX90s. Anybody remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
PX90. Man, you go on there, that content sells the product. I mean, that's why I look the way I do today, because I don't do that. Okay, so anyway, so those are all case studies because you put up your story. You put up your story. Ron puts up his story. Okay, how to what? Think of your business. What could you develop in content when it comes to how to for your business, for your ideal client?
Save money.
How to save money. It's pretty broad. Okay. Yes, ma'am?
How to declutter.
How to declutter. Now, are you talking about how to declutter the drawer in the kitchen? Or are you talking about the closet? About my sock drawer?
All
Cool.
of the above.
Here's the cool thing. How many different pieces of content could she write about how to declutter?
How many lists?
Exactly. Right? Good.
So she becomes the authority on it because she's telling you how you do it right.
Absolutely. And guess what? Now, I don't know your business, but what if then you were in, you sold organizers, right? That was your business. You came in and did custom organization for that type of stuff, but you're already just telling the story, how much better it is. Maybe it saves time, right? You don't lose that extra sock behind the dryer anymore. Okay. So how to eat healthy when traveling for work. Boy, those donuts are good. Okay. So those are the types of content. So these are the 4 most popular types of things when people are looking out there. These are the key things that people look for. So when you're searching, think about that. If you're looking for an answer, you're looking for those kind of things.
No. You're advertising.
Okay. Now, here are the things that you want to do. It's called the yes set. As an example, let's say, for instance, you come to, I'm a hypnotist, and you want to learn how to stop smoking. How would I get you in that question? How many of you here today that want to learn how to quit smoking forever? Is that an obvious yes question? Okay, good. How many of you would like to get rid of those holes on your clothing when the ashes drop down? Great. So I asked 2 or 3 questions to get you in the yes mindset. Why is that important?
Sales eventually.
Absolutely. I'm already kind of leading you and getting you into a yes mindset. So when you're doing this, start off with a yes. Like as an example, how many are here today to learn how to use content to attract more of your ideal customers, leading to more money in your bank account?
Hey.
Yeah. If you're not raising your hand, you probably have just a bad shoulder. Okay. You want to explain the problem. How would you explain your problem? What's the business you're in?
Which one?
Pick your favorite.
Send out cards.
Send out cards. So how would you explain the problem your ideal client has?
Well, people are emailing and taking the lazy way out of putting a smile on somebody's face. Send out cards makes it just as easy to put that smile on the face without all the trouble as in the past.
Okay. Now, does that sound like a problem or a solution? Sounds like a solution. What's the problem? Because you've got to get my attention, right? As an example, if I were selling, let's go back to the weight thing. Are you tired of taking your pants off and you got that red band around your body because it was so tight, right?
Are you tired of waiting in lines at Hallmark and not finding a card that says the exact right thing?
Yeah. Or as an
Do it
example,
yourself.
exactly. Or do you provide sending the cards out as well? So are you
Yes.
kind of automated?
Everything, stamp sealed, delivered.
Are
Create your
you
own card, upload your own picture.
right?
Create your own CRM.
Do you think people absolutely? There's chances that they miss somebody's birthday or special event.
Yes.
Automatic.
Could that be
send out
it?
cards.
There you go. Yesterday, my wife's mother called and said, "Hey, did you know McKenna, her favorite niece, was her birthday yesterday?" My wife goes, "Oh my God." Could have avoided that,
Yep.
right? So there's the problem. How to never miss those important dates for the dear friends, whether it's business relationships or whatever, you can do that. The how and why. How would you, after you explain the problem, the how and the why. Now take us down that road.
The how and the why from the problem. How you can solve that is by having this system that's going to remind you 2 weeks ahead of time of a birthday. So you got plenty of time to react to it.
Excellent. There you go. It could be that simple, couldn't it?
Yep.
Okay. The how and the why. The next one is tease a solution. Now you come up with a solution, right? It's this easy.
Want a brownie? I'll send you that too.
Ooh, I like that. You do brownies, don't
Yeah, we
you?
all do brownies.
We all do
Yeah.
brownies.
You all
and
do
jelly
brownies.
beans.
So now it's
And
now
cookies.
you know we do reviews, so maybe you should send us the brownies and we'll review those. Okay.
Sure
So you want to
somebody
tease a
will.
solution. Now, here's something I want you to realize. And if you don't already know this, it's a fact. There were days and times not too long ago that we said, hey, don't tell everybody about your product and the solution, because why? You have nothing left, right? But here's the deal. If I come to your website and you just kind of like seem to be leaving something out, I'm going to keep searching until I find somebody who gives me the entire thing, right? So that's why we say tease a solution versus omit the solution. Does that make sense?
Now give an example of that.
Well, as an example, let's say, for instance, using content marketing, and we do video. So we would absolutely we'd show them how we create the content for the solution of their business, how they can get more in front of more people. So I'd say, you know what, here's the deal. Here's what we do. We come in and we videotape your business. We put it all online. And here's the coolest part. You now don't have to worry about the marketing, because most people, they have a video made and then they get the video and go, okay, now what do I do with it? We instantly put you in front of tens of thousands of your ideal client in a local market. We do it tomorrow. We also get you on the first page of Google. And we just take these simple steps to do that. That's teasing the solution. I didn't give you the step-by-step. I kind of walked you through the journey in a real high level. But
So in other words, if we come and do the video, you will be on Google. You will get in front of all these people.
Right.
So that's just beyond the video and them not knowing what to do with it. You're gonna do it and then tell them how that's gonna help them.
Yeah, so if I do it from the top, explain the problem. Here's a problem most people have. They know they need to use video for the business, right? Yeah. But what happens is they don't know how to make it, right, because they think it's complicated, it's very expensive, and what to do with it after they get it. Here's the cool thing. We know how to make a video. That's what we do. But we also know how to market your product, and that's really, really key. You know how to run your business. We don't know how to run your business. So why not just use us to take that message and put it right in front of your ideal customers and do it literally in minutes on the first page of Google, YouTube, and to your ideal client, also on our website with over 40,000 people come through. Why? Because now there's no reason writing your book and you don't even publish it. So we take all that. So it's kind of tease and solution through there. And we do it through these simple steps that we can get you on the first page in as little as 2 minutes. And the cool thing is organics, you could be there forever. Some of the videos are there for years and they get hundreds of thousands of views, if not millions, right? So that would be kind of taking you through that process. Here's a 13-point checklist for common content. It's on your information there. Yeah, okay. Is my title effective? How many of you absolutely, when you write title, you spend a lot of time on that? Whether it's an email title, it's a content piece title. Okay, let's talk about those brownies for a second. Okay, how would you write a title for brownies to get me going?
Well, get you going.
And Andrew makes me come last because I get to put people on the spot.
The gift part of it is just showing appreciation and just acknowledging somebody did something nice. So we have a tool that we can right away, we could go out to have lunch and had a great experience. The server was just on top of the game and everything. We could just whip out our phone. Actually, it's mobile now. And we could just, as we're checking out, we could send them a thank you card and a gift and thank you for your great service. So
Title, give me a title.
give me a title.
What would be the title of something that says, I want to open this or want more? I want to read this article, I want more. I want to watch this video, I want more.
Who doesn't like brownies?
Well, it's
Okay.
beyond the brownies. It's there's a service here that what the company's philosophy is, show appreciation to somebody every single day because
there
it
you
will
go.
change your life. And I'll tell you, it can. Because I'm saying thank you and I'm recognizing people that I never did before because I didn't have an easy way to do it,
Yeah.
but I wanted to do it.
This is coming to my head. You can write it down if you want to. Just give me that little trademark thing. Okay. Are you lacking gratitude? Which
No,
leads to
I don't know. You know.
learn how simple gratitude could double your business.
Yeah.
Right? Give before you get. Just like we're doing here, giving before we get.
Right.
Okay? So think about those opening lines of the subject headline, because again, there were a lot of books. I remember a guy, he made a killing at the day. He'd go back in and get those books that did not hit the shelf. All he did was change the title.
Okay, 2 years ago, I put an ad in the paper. Here's 2 different ads.
Okay.
Title was kind of a prudish woman looking over the glasses like this. And
Okay.
it goes, the hottest address in the desert. Put that in the paper. I thought it was a great ad. And then it talked about my mailbox service, the hottest address. Obviously, Desert Hot Springs. No feedback at all. Zilch. Maybe it was the newspaper. My next one, titled "Shed Some Pounds This Summer." It's about shredding service.
Okay.
It got some feedback, but it didn't get any response like I needed. So, the question is my titles effective? Are they engaging, or is it the media?
But where'd you
that I'm
put
using?
this? Did you put this in the newspaper?
I did it a full summer in the local newspaper.
That's not where your customers are looking.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe
Just trying to
that's
get
right.
a little heartbeat there.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I'm not against any traditional advertising,
Okay.
but there are places for it, right? There's still
Right.
people out there who do it. I'm starting to hear more and more people who are friends of ours who are older have now started to move to electronic delivery of things. Again, on demand. We love that stuff. Okay. So think about your title. Does my content have a main takeaway? What's the takeaway there? Right? What is my call to action? Now, what's a call to action? Any idea what's a call to action? Like if you're brownies, what do you want them to do after they read your content, they watch your video, they listen to your podcast? What is
Phone
it?
and call you.
Could be. What if it were simple as to find out more information, click here, right? Like as an example, a lot of times on something like this, a PDF, we'll make it a PDF. Andrew's a genius at this. He'll write an article and it'll have everything they need there. And it says, for your free PDF copy, click here, right? You're giving them what they've already read. Did you get a pretty good response from that?
Yeah, good response. We're collecting your email addresses too. So we're collecting leads. We're not giving them anything new. It's stuff they've already read, but they want to read it on their device rather than on the internet. So
I do that all the time. Because I'm like, well, I don't want to have to go track this thing down someplace. So now I'll print it out on demand. Now, instead of sending out 7,000 copies, you send out a free copy and they can download it from there. Does that make sense? Okay.
No, it doesn't. I'm lost.
It doesn't make sense? Okay, so let's say, for instance,
Yeah,
hypothetically.
you want the thing about the copies.
Okay, so let's say yeah, exactly. You need the copies made, right? Forgot about
I
that.
do
Right.
make copies there. Yeah.
These are school kids, so
But that's
they
what
wouldn't
you're
have
saying.
access
Is,
to the information to begin with.
You might be shocked.
Oh, are you right?
Oh, no. I understand they all go on the internet. My great-granddaughter does that.
So-
But what I'm saying is they distribute this in the schools and dissemination of the information is,
Yeah.
90% of this.
So I'm always going on the website, governmental forms,
Okay.
request for birth record. All right, half a dozen, halfway down, you know, you keep clicking on these PDFs, or I mean, go to this website, and then it's somebody's pay this to get the request for Riverside County's request for birth certificates. You have to go all the way down to the government and find it.
Right.
So what we're saying also, and I'm lost, is how to wash your dog. It's a PDF on how to wash your dog.
Right.
And then at the bottom, click here to get a PDF. And you click, and then you get email, type in your email, and then you'll send them.
We'll send them the same document.
Same document.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And now they come in. Yeah. Now see, they come into our email database.
Okay.
Which that's our gold. That's our gold, because that's our own social network. That's your own Facebook, if you will, except you don't have to pay for it. You're giving away something, and all they're doing is saying, hey, yeah, I like this so much, I want to make a copy of it. And I'll give you my name and email address, and we won't get into technical, but then I know where they came from.
Versus right-hand click and say print.
Exactly. Exactly.
You're giving away something, in that case, you're giving away for free, but you got no way of knowing who they are. You can't track them.
That's it.
So what we do in our case is we'll give it to you. Just give us your email address and you can have it. Yeah. And we don't go spam or anything, but we've got their email address. Now I can reach out to them later because now I know what they like.
Okay.
Because I've got a list of, okay, they've downloaded my Instagram article, for instance. Okay. If I ever do another Instagram article, I can say, hey, Floyd, we've just written another Instagram article. I know you downloaded last time. And you'd be like, hey, that's exactly what I want to see.
Continues on.
Yeah.
And then we haven't lost it. It's like your shop. If I walk into a UPS shop and I look around and think, that's pretty nice, you got some cool things here. That's nice. Thanks. I'm out the door. You don't know who I am. You haven't got an idea of where I'm coming from. You can't ever reach me again.
Right.
But what we're doing here is saying, I want to be able to reach you. Now, before I walked out that shop and you said, hey, before you go, I'm going to give you something. I want to give you something for free. Just give me your email address and I'll send it to you. Thanks, Floyd. Okay, I've left. Now you can reach me wherever I am, whether I'm in Desert Hot Springs or Palm Springs. You can reach me. You know who I am.
How do you pack that vase you want to send?
Right.
How do you pack a computer? They're going to come to you instead of going to the post office because you're telling them how to do things.
Yeah, that's your soap opera. You're right on the money.
Okay.
As an example, let's hypothetically, I'm you. I own your business. When people come in and you buy your stamps, I don't know who you are, but I say, we have this free weekly, you name it, audio, video, text, whatever. And what they are is they're weekly tips on how to take advantage of the email system, the mailing system and direct marketing for your business. Do you use, oh yeah, I do that all the time.
I use them all the time.
Exactly. So now what happened is you start building your database of a weekly content that you send out there, tips. They're your Luke and Laura, right? How to pack, how to save money on printing. How do you, why would you double side printing? Because it saves you money on your ink. It doesn't have to be something you're trying to sell. It's value content for your ideal client. Does that make sense?
Post office has 3 box sizes. We have this many. We fit your needs better than what the post office
You're
does.
good. You're quiet, but you're good when you start talking. Is my content useful? We're talking about that right now.
Yeah.
How many of you sent stuff out and you going, let's use your ad?
Okay.
You got nothing. As you said, crickets.
Right.
It must have not been useful to your ideal client, or again, it was put in a publication that is getting less and less eyes on it, right? Okay. Let's just use this example. You thought it was great, but your ideal client maybe didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a waste of time, right? So now, do you do brownies also?
No.
Oh, good. Jeez. Okay. Because man, that's sweet.
Not
So-
unless they want to buy them.
Okay, so what would be something, is your content useful? What's your, and I make it real simple. I have a cut. You need to be my Band-Aid to stop the bleeding. Okay, whoops. So you need to be my Band-Aid to stop the bleeding. What's your Band-Aid for your ideal client?
Well, are you talking in terms of content or
Mm-hmm.
use? Okay. I can bring in organizational items that will declutter your junk drawer.
Perfect. Okay. There you go. Is my content useful? Are you tired of losing your keys? right? Something as simple as that. How much time, like you could probably go, I guarantee you probably going right now, how many hours a year are people losing looking for lost keys or items?
The cost of time.
Yeah. 82% of Americans spend 14 hours a year looking for lost items. I can show you how easy it is to fix that. Right? Would that be helpful? How many would like 14 more hours? Right? So you can spend on Facebook. Is my content error-free? This is getting more and more critical. I'm a conversational writer, I've been told not real grammatically correct. So Amy is grammatically correct. So I kind of always pass it through her before I let it go out to the world, because I might miss a comma or use the wrong participle or whatever those words are. So she gets that done. Okay, so make sure when you put it out, get somebody or a couple of people to look at it to make sure it's better. 13-point checklist for great content. Formatting. Is my content visually interesting? Are you or is it just a wall of text? How many times do you see somebody put a blog post out and just on and on and on text? Break it up, put it, change and put some, bold titles in there so it looks like there's not as much. Put some space in there. Put a little picture in there now and then, okay? Same idea. Do I break it up with content? Did I include images? Yes, I put all that. Optimization. Did I optimize my images? What does that mean? Did I optimize my images? Did anybody put images in their stuff? No images of brownies? No images of pools? Green pools to crystal clear pools? Right, right. So when you optimize your images, what does that mean? Like, do you ever
make the most of it?
Make the most of it,
Size.
yeah.
Make it stand out.
Yeah. What's that?
The size of it and where you put it.
Could be. How about you title it? How about you tag it and use your tags as getting back to your pool business, right? How about you link that to something else on your website? So if you go there, it takes you to that article, or you put something on Facebook and you have that picture on there. When they click it, it takes them back to your website. In other words, that's getting the most out of it. It's optimizing it, okay? Versus just saying, hey, it's just a picture. It's random. It has no connection, right? That's like sending mail without any kind of address. What are you going to do with that? If I give you a piece of mail, it shows my return address, but nothing where it's going, it's useless, isn't it? Same thing with your photographs, okay? Did I include, and I said internal and external links, okay? Upcoming events. Here's the final steps. Did I preview and check over my post, right? Check it over a few times before you send it out. Did I schedule my post? How many of you schedule things well in advance? Right? How many have a calendar of events and you kind of know what's going on? Doesn't that help you quite a bit? We're doing that with SCORE, helping put a calendar of events out. Ron is expert at that. He does the workshops a year in advance. It drives me crazy at first, but I'm thinking, boy, there's big value. Now we're taking all their stuff and put on calendars so you can just look at it at a glance. So it's not like, oh, geez, I'm supposed to get that out today. And now you're stressing, okay? Do I have a promotional plan? How many have a promotional plan for your business? One, okay, that's statistically about 3% of Americans, businesses have a promotional plan. Do you think it's important to have a promotional plan?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, how do you promote your business in the summer? Have you thought about it yet?
No.
Should be thinking about it about a month ago and start getting that stuff going out. That's in content. Content Gang is the most powerful tool. Here's something I want you to remember, and if you don't remember this, write it down. How far is 2020 from here? I'm not talking about the street or the movie. I'm talking about the year.
Yesterday.
It's really here. Right?
I know.
It's only less than 5 years away.
Yeah, right.
Here's the thing I'm glad you're sitting down. 85% of us will be making a buying decision without ever making human contact. If you're not poised to be in that position, you're going to have to survive on the paltry 15%. You're going to get the scraps left over. And guess what? Those people left over, they'll be the bottom feeders. No offense to anyone. They're the bottom feeders. They want to spend the least. They want to get the most. They're the biggest headaches. So you have to make that decision. Are you going to start using your content to say, I want to get in that 85%? How am I doing that? Does that make sense? Yeah. Here's how we do it. Simple. For some of you here before, you just text the word sunrise into 96,000. And that way you get into our flow of content. Andrew and Amy and I, we put together this weekly program called Tool Time Tip Tuesdays. And every Tuesday you get a short little video of how the internet tools can help your business. If you're not sure, don't wait. Get out your cell phones and text the word sunrise to the number 96,000. You'll go right into it. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is the way to do that, you just put that in like it's a phone number, 96,000?
You
Is that a phone number?
Yes. So if you go to your cell phone, someone will be a guinea pig for me. And I promise you, we don't sell a thing on this. Okay.
I'm already
It's
on
just
it, but
you're already on it. So you've done it before, right?
Yeah.
Are you getting the tips?
Yeah, I'm getting the tips.
And have you watched any?
Yes.
And what do you think?
I didn't watch Tuesdays. I watched last Tuesday. Oh, good.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's valuable, right? We're trying to set up where it gives you some content. So all you do is you go to your text mode, put in the number 96,000 and write in the message sunrise. And then from that point on, it's automated. And we have like what, 12 weeks in there, 13 weeks in there? Yeah. So about every month we sit down and do 5 or 6 more. And so it's a way for us to get in contact with you and stay in contact with and build that relationship. Okay. That's how we do it. Now let's think about this. Let's say you're in the newspaper and you put those 2 ads in there.
Yeah.
You don't know if they work or not, right? Unless somebody comes to the door, and then you have to go through the process of, did you see my ad? Why are you here? But what if you had something on there, text the word mailbox to 96,000 for some kind of a coupon, right? Now, when you put it out there, it makes it an interactive. Remember, he said engagement. You're able to engage with these people in anything you do. Could you add that to a business card? Could you add it to 7,000 flyers that you give to kids? Text the word sign up to 96,000. Now you know are people coming to your event.
So, okay, I just tried this. So, and they all know I'm not computer literate. So, I have my cell phone.
Yep.
Okay. And it's a type a name or phone number.
Perfect. 96,000.
Okay.
So go to that little thing. Whoops.
Oh, it went away.
Okay. Oh, now you're on your regular phone, aren't you? Or is that your text message that you're there?
I'm on my phone.
Okay, it's going to be when you're texting. I'm sorry, it's a text message. If you call 96,000, that's a government
The little
agency,
square
and they'll
box?
be here in about 15 minutes because
That
that's a
looks like
really
an inbox.
emergency thing. Yeah, we'll have to vacate the building because there's, okay, so you're on your text now?
I don't know how to get my text, I guess.
Let's take a look. Messages right here, okay?
Oh, messages,
So
okay.
you go to messages.
Right.
And now you say, okay, I want to do a new message. Let's see, messaging. Well, maybe this is,
Let me have a look.
you take a look.
Yeah.
While you're looking, I want to inject.
Okay.
Save it.
But my point is, before you say that, hold that thought for just a second. So in other words, now you can take everything that was a static piece of paper and you can make it come to life. Gang, I guarantee you, everyone is going this direction. I just read this morning, hot off the press, 78% of Americans today have a smartphone in their pocket. Again, are you going to deal with the 78%? Or are you going to deal with the, what's that, 22%?
Which is why send note cards is good, because you can take a picture on your phone, create the card, and mail it while you're standing right
How
there.
cool
as
is
you sell the
that?
house.
Absolutely. So in other words, when you get to the text process, that's where we're living. Okay. We may not do our total communication there, but it starts that communication, starts that relationship. Okay, Floyd. Thank you for being patient.
No, thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt. Problem with a franchise is there is a static website. There is yes, tracking. When I do it, I'm not allowed to use their emails.
Okay.
Okay. Good. That just answered my question.
Okay.
So you get a lot of, barriers between you and your customer because they're holding tight. They're like Walgreens. You may be the manager of this Walgreens in town, but you don't really get that access to that email and all the things. So we got to figure ways around.
Yeah. If you started, I mean,
You gotta get permission, that's all.
Yeah.
You gotta get permission to get the email.
but even if you just said, hey, I'm making this weekly content and this is something I'm doing, are you interested in joining? Now you take that foot traffic that you didn't know who this guy was walking in buying the stamps. Now at least you start that relationship because you have his email and his first name. And now you have that going on. And now all of a sudden, if there's something going on that was a special that you want to engage them in, now you can send the information out to them.
Yes.
right?
You're in a unique situation. You can sit there and upload something to YouTube on how to package a vase to ship. That you don't have to go to the UPS site. You're going to put it on YouTube. YouTube is the second highest search engine on the thing, and somebody's going to say, "How do you pack a vase?" They're going to pull up your video.
She'll be teaching next week on video marketing. Great stuff. Good. You're a sleeper. I love that. Yes, ma'am.
When this is
So what do I
complete,
do?
what do you do
But you
with
send
your
it.
email? You have an email list now.
Yes.
You have
Won't work right
we're
now.
talking about
That's all right. I did
2020.
it, and I haven't gotten anything.
We're talking about, this is
February?
important about privacy issues on emails. So you've collected the emails, right?
Not working.
Okay.
Well, that's good to
You
know.
have privacy issues after you get your list. Now we're talking about that 76% up to the year 2020.
Right.
Can you forecast that?
Privacy, well, here's the thing. Every time we have what we call a double opt-in. So when you sign up for one of our lists, you'll get another email that you have to confirm that it's
Right,
okay
right.
for me to communicate with you. Is that what you mean? Almost
I'm
no.
not sure the percentages of people that do that,
Well,
follow through with that.
yeah.
So then you're into privacy issues.
Yeah. It's one of those things, you see it more and more is, hey, we'll get your email and we don't believe in spam. In other words, spam is like this. Let's say, for instance, Andrew collects 1,000 emails and he reaches out to Floyd and says, Floyd, I think these are your good clients. How about we partner up and I'll let you send your message to my clients and it'll be $200, right? That's spamming.
Right.
It could be, right? Unless you signed up knowing that it was okay. I might send information to third-party people. He would disclose that because that's how he makes his business. A lot of people do that.
Right.
And it doesn't take thousands and thousands of names to create a business. But the idea is, here's the coolest part. If you receive junk mail, if you start receiving junk mail from me, what do you have the option to do?
Put it in spam.
Put it in spam or what?
Delete.
Delete me. See, here's a cool thing. And I want you to think about this for a second. I want you to delete the term drive traffic. I want you to replace it with attract my ideal client. Because driving, to me, think about it. What do people do with cattle? They drive them in to brand them. They drive them, whatever it is. I don't want to be driven. Do you want to be driven? I'd rather be attracted. This works for me. Because would you rather speak to 100 people who drove there and now only 10% actually even engage with you? I'd rather have the 100, right? So that's what I'm talking about. Any questions so far? Good, good. Something remarkable is worth talking about, speaking of cattle, worth noticing is exceptional, new, interesting. It's called A Purple Cow by Seth Godin. Boring stuff is invisible. It's a brown cow. So I want you to think about your content in this way. Am I, and I please don't take this wrong, I'm sending out 7,000 pieces of information and I'm getting a very low return. Is it a brown cow or is it a purple cow? Is it standing out? Is there something special that says the kid gets it, right? And doesn't get as excited about it? It's not worth noticing, never gets back to the parent, right? And this is just example, so don't come at me, okay?
Yeah.
So this is one of those things when you put that out there, share with people and say, hey, share with this lady. I want your email address so I can send my stuff to you because you're sharp. You're on top of this stuff, right? Look at she sits there like, oh, I don't know anything. She's lethal. She's like Bruce Lee. So the idea is send it out and say, does this grab your attention from the very beginning, from the title all the way to the call of action that says, what's the point you can get more information? Because I didn't have time to go through the whole thing now if you want more information. Does that make sense? You guys have been great. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Now, before we let you leave, we insist you take at least a box of donuts with you. No, seriously. In the back, we have Ron and we have Steven from the SCORE, and then outside is Gary. Here's the coolest thing. Andrew talked about this before. mentoring is very, very important. They have an incredible resource for that. They're going to be here for another 30 to 45 minutes. Maybe Stephen's going to stay all day if you'd like him to. And you can spend some time with them and say, hey, how can we implement things that will help our business take it to the next level? These guys are geniuses. And if they don't have the answer, they have 13,000 people behind them. The rest of the time, you can do some networking. Yes, ma'am.
Basically, I used SCORE when I started Sober Age in Glendale. And I had the business for 13 years, but I got hit by a truck, broke my neck and back. So I had 3 stores. But SCORE is originally in Glendale, who I used to do all my planning and so forth. So I wanted to thank you for that. And also,
51 years, SCORE has been.
College of the Desert Strategic Survey. Has everybody filled out your strategic survey?